everybody, it's AA here, and recently I've been thinking a lot about the universe that we live in and looking up at the stars and seeing if I can come up with weird theories about what's going on. And this all came about from reading a couple of articles about gravitational waves. What gravitational waves are pretty much waves of gravity. This has come from the recent discovery, or not recent, but well, within the last century, that gravity is somewhat related to the warping of space-time. And if that was true, then there should be ripples. So from this discovery and validation that gravitational waves do exist, I was thinking about what if they hit something in the universe? Do they ripple at the same speed? Can they change speeds if they aren't affecting by something? I'm not 100% sure if they can or if they don't, but from this thought I was thinking about the acceleration of the universe. From what I've looked up, it seems like scientists have somewhat agreed or just implied that the acceleration of the universe is constant throughout the universe. What I wanted to challenge or think about is, what if it's not? What if one part of the universe isn't necessarily accelerating or moving as fast or slower, moving faster or slower than another part of the universe, which would make it that oval shape that most people see, universal map picture. I'm not 100% sure what it is. It's infrared radiation or some sort of radiation picture. So if one side is accelerating at a faster or slower speed than another, then I took that thought and applied it to space travel, which is more or less likely wormholes. So what wormholes are, or if anyone who doesn't know, is some theoretical way of travel that can technically sort of travel faster than light. It would be warping from one end of the universe to another, or traveling that distance very fast by warping through space. So you would poke a hole through space-time to travel a distance very, very quickly. How these two connect, my two theories or ideas connect, is that if one end of space is traveling faster or slower than another, let's just say for this example that space Earth is traveling slower than space 2, which is where we want to warp to. We create a wormhole at our spot, space 1, to space 2. When this is opened, I would assume, if they're traveling at different speeds, that we would be able to see the space through the wormhole whizzing by extremely fast because it's relative to our speed. I would think, right? I'm not 100% sure how accurate any of this would be. Again, I'm not a physicist or astrophysicist, but I like to think about these things on a daily basis. I like to think about what's up in the stars and what could possibly be. But it's a cool idea to think about, because if we actually do create a wormhole, would that create a vacuum for our side of the universe to get sucked into, or would it be stable for us to walk in and out of relatively easily? I'm not actually 100% sure, but someday I would love to find out. And more recent news, and actual news, not just a theory, is the development of a new type of solar cell that's not photovoltaic. It's actually photosynthetic. So what this means is that the fossil fuels that you use to run your car or in fossil fuel burning power plants, is that it will reverse the reaction that happened when burning those fossil fuels. So when you burn the fossil fuels, this creates carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases, but instead this can actually reverse the reaction. So using sunlight, we can convert the carbon dioxide in the atmosphere into gaseous compounds, which is called a syngas, which is a mixture of hydrogen and carbon monoxide. This compound, this mixture, is easily converted into diesel or other hydrocarbon fuels that we can burn and reuse. The main focus of the research team realized its potential to be used off-planet, which means that NASA or SpaceX could use it in their endeavors to fly to Mars and convert Mars' atmosphere, which is mainly made up of CO2, into a usable fuel source. So that's all I have for you today. I hope you like the rest of the video. AA signing out.
Red neutralized.
HCXD available. Hostiles have destroyed your HCXD.
EKIA. Assault unit down.
Hostile HCXD, your AO.
Tango down. Nomad kill.
No medals for second place. Crush them.
They're gone. Red neutral.
HCXD ready for launch.
The CDP stands strong.
Burnt it to the ground. Good fight.